come Monday, August 18. And it was quite a meeting last night by the governing Jamaica Labour Party. Clearly, at the official start of a general election campaign, the parties work hard at trying to put on a good showing, to make a statement. And I think the Labour Party achieved that last night. It was a massive crowd in Halfway Tree. I'm hearing some estimates that I won't repeat until I get further and better particulars from the police, because this is always a controversial issue. I don't know how to judge crowd sizes. All I know, I can say it was a massive crowd. That's the furthest I'm prepared to go. Whether it is 1,000, 2,000, I say, yeah, I'd prefer to hear from the police on that. The other thing that really worked last evening, and, the Labour Party, under Wholeness, has developed a level of discipline in terms of messaging. Just listening to the platform speakers last night, it was clear that there was an organized effort that everyone will stick to a particular message, focusing around the achievements of the administration over the last 9 to 10 years. Yeah? And making contrasts between the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition. That is the message, and they have been consistent with it. And it becomes very important when you factor in that the opposition has been undisciplined when it comes to its own messaging all over the place. Yeah? How crucial that will be in terms of how people, especially the undecideds, because significant sections of the 2 million plus eligible voters have made up their minds. Yes? I think there's a slice, though, of those who plan to vote who may still be unsure whether they want to stick with Andrew or go with the PNP. Yeah. But yesterday as well, the production from the organizers, very good. We in media, my technical people, will just tell us that they were organized. Yes? The crowd management, well done. Well done. Can they maintain that for the next 25 days? Let's see. But this is how the Prime Minister, if you missed it, announced the date of the country's 19th general elections.
So earlier today, I advised His Excellency the Governor General of my intention to announce the general elections for him to set certain processes in place, including the dissolution of Parliament. I now declare that nomination day will be Monday, August 18. And the general election date is fixed at Wednesday, September 3.
Ring the bell, then heavy now. Ring the bell, then heavy now. Labour right, we ready now. Labour right, we ready now. Get the anthem ready now. Get the anthem ready. The river coming down, no bang to bang, it's coming down. The river coming down, no bang to bang, it's coming down. the big man? Who run the island? Who got the best plan? Who are the champion? Who are the big man? Who run the island? Who got the best plan? Who are the champion?
I also wish to inform you that local government by-elections in the Chancery Hall Division, the Olympic Gardens Division, the Seabright Gardens Division, and the Denham Town Division will be held concurrently with the general election in those constituencies.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness there. Well, that was the number one job he had to do last night in Halfway Tree, and he did it. He also had something else to do last night. And among those things he also had to do was to make the case, continue to make his case for re-election for a third term. And he sought to do so by announcing a number of benefits for the Jamaican people. But he also had to do some self-defense, given the attacks he has come under over his personal financial affairs. And he also went on the offensive last night on that. Yes? He couched it in terms of understanding the struggles of the Jamaican people, that he springs from them, he knows their issues, yeah? And he also made a case that, listen, he is there as a government, as a prime minister, to help to make the lives of the Jamaican people much better. Yeah? He dealt with the issue of transportation, housing, yeah? And also, in his own case, yes, that he has never made money off the back of the Jamaican people. We're going to hear that after the break. Thank you.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm.
The Time brought to you by the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport. Fueling growth everywhere is
15 minutes after 10.
Fantana, make me tell you about Fantana. Make me tell you about Fantana. Make me tell you about Fan. Nothing when me need to lock. New school year with me new backpacks.
Get all you need for back to school from Fontana Pharmacy. Shop from now until September 7th and get 15% off your regular school supplies. Conditions apply.
Let me tell you about Fontana.
Spring into style with Unique Living. Upgrade your home with our extensive range of products. Get sleek shower panels, stylish vanities, LED and non-LED mirrors, plus kitchen sinks, closet solutions, ceiling fans, and more. Available in various finishes and sizes. Visit shop number 630 Dunrobin Avenue, Kingston 10. Call 876-755-3661 or visit our website at www.uniquelivingja.com. Don't wait to spring into style with Unique Living.
From beach days to business hubs, from public parks to thriving new communities, UDC is making development happen for you. We're building spaces where families connect, creating commercial zones that drive opportunity, and designing environments that support everyday life. Wherever Jamaicans live, work, or play, the Urban Development Corporation is there, shaping a better future, one project at a time. The Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you.
Cliff says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light.
17 minutes after 10 o'clock. So the Prime Minister was in Halfway Tree in front of thousands and thousands of Labour Party supporters. And also, from all the reports we are getting, millions of people from across the world, especially those in the diaspora, were also tuned in last night. Yeah? At various times. So he had a massive audience at home and abroad listening to him. And one of the issues that have dogged his premiership is the issue of his financial affairs and his long-running dispute with the Integrity Commission. He's going into an election with that hanging like a cloud, a very dark, ominous cloud over his head. And he has been reluctant to defend himself over the last several months. And we detected a shift in that position 2 Sundays ago in East Road, St. Andrew. And last night, he took off the gloves, yeah, in his effort to defend himself.
They increased the interest rate high. And then they borrowed. Who were the people that lent them money? They are in Parliament today. They benefited. They built a business on the high interest rate policy of the PNP. They made their money. Those Tapanaris made their money on the backs of people like you, because it is the taxes that you paid that pay the high interest rate to those people. Poor people don't have money to lend to the government. It is those people who had the investment houses that benefited, and then now they want to come and pretend as if they never benefited from government. They benefited from the bad economic policies which affected you. It was so bad that a member of their own party, a member of their own cabinet, a man of the cloth, a man who was a churchman, he had to comment, his conscience was pricking him. And he said this policy of the high interest rate was the greatest transfer of wealth from you, the poor people, to them. The man who claimed that he was a Tapanaris, he was the one who benefited. No poor person in Jamaica should ever allow that man to touch the economy, because he and his friend will go back to the high interest rate policies so that they can benefit from it and continue where they left off, of transferring wealth from you to their coffers. Whatever little I made in life, I made it just like you. I buy 2 taxi, then I open a taxi company, and I go through the struggles just like everybody else. I want to thank those who thought that by releasing documents that they would somehow diminish me. I am a true Jamaican. I went through the Jamaican struggles, and I never made any money on the backs of the Jamaican people.
That was one of the moments of Halfway Tree last evening. a clearly incensed and fired up wholeness. And this is where this campaign now is well and truly on. The battle is on. He's not going to remain silent any longer. He's going to fight back and fight back hard. That's where we are now. It's for the Jamaican voter to decide who they're going to put their trust and confidence in and vote for. Yes? Then he dealt with the issue of housing, a vexed issue for many, many Jamaicans, affordable housing and shelter. Yeah? And again, he drew on his upbringing, a poor household at 56 Cumberland Road in Spanish Town, and contrasting. Never once did he mention his rival's name, Mark Golding. But he landed blows on Mark Golding last evening by contrasting who he is with who Golding is. Listen to this.
As I walk the communities and I go into some of the homes, I see the conditions. Some people not living anywhere. And I want all of you to know this. I was born in Spanish Town at 56 Cumberland Road in a board house with my great-grandmother, and I moved from my great-grandmother. I live with my mother, then I go back to live with my grandmother until my mother got an NHT house. I know personally the struggles for housing that this nation has gone through. I am intimately aware of it. And that is why we have targeted to build 70,000 new houses in Jamaica.
So he is now committing or recommitting to build 70,000 houses. He hasn't accomplished that. He hasn't achieved that. And he's setting a target of 60,000 for the next JLP administration if he were to be re-elected. Yes? They have not accomplished the 70,000, but they say they're on their way to doing that. Yes? Then he had some good news for young people, students at university. Yeah? Tertiary students with a grade point average of 2.5 or higher can now apply to lower the interest rates on their loans, so they'll be paying less. Yeah? This is what he said.
And for our young people, especially those who are looking to go on to tertiary education, we have looked very carefully at the student loan. And you would have seen that we have removed the requirement for guarantors. Now you can, on your own, get. The next thing that we are going to do, and I should tell you, that if you are a tertiary student and you are doing well in school, you maintain a grade point average of 2.5 or higher, you can apply to the Student Loan Bureau to have your interest rate reduced. So that's another thing that helps you.
Yes, so that was for students. Yes? And then he also said students will be able to travel for free on buses operated by the state-owned bus company, the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, for 2 months beginning in September and continuing through October.
Here's what we're going to do. Come September, when the new school term starts, we will give free transportation to all school children. September to October, and this will also include all tertiary students with ID will be able to utilize the JUT services free of cost for 2 months. We have more buses to come, so you are going to have a first world public transportation system that will get you to work on time and in comfort and affordably. Is a part of our productivity thrust. If you want people to be productive, get them to work on time, get them to work in a good frame of mind, and take away the worry about cost of living, which transportation is a major part of cost of living.
Yes. So he's saying he's trying to ease the cost of living burdens, pressures, yes, for September and October. Yes, for students, tertiary and secondary students, you can use the state-owned bus company services for free. Yes, so you get a break just for 2 months, September and October. Yeah. He said several other things. But there was a moment at the rally last evening in Halfway Tree. After he came onto the stage, the Prime Minister said he was overwhelmed. You have that clip, Sonia? He was overwhelmed. Yes? And he started to sound emotional. Yes? His voice was, you could hear, his voice was beginning to crack. But he held it together. And I'm told that at that moment it was bedlam among his supporters in Halfway Tree. And then they did something, and I gather this was to appeal to the younger members in the crowd, where he turned his back, and on his jacket, I think that's called a bomber jacket. Yeah, I hope I am right. A bomber jacket. Yes. And listen to this. He went. Pick it up. Go play the clip.
In their second term, usually lose momentum. But what is clear from tonight is that the momentum is with.
Then he turned around, and the video of 1 p.m. at the back of the jacket. Yes? That triggered questions for those of us who are not in tune with the streets. Yes? 1 p.m. was emblazoned on the back of the jacket. And for our senior members of the YouTube community and listeners, 1 p.m., I gather, is a response to time come and also a play upon the term. Yes? In the streets, 1 Cliff Hughes, 1 Prime Minister. Yes? It was twofold, I'm told. Yeah? 1 Prime Minister, and it's 1 p.m. That's the time. 1 p.m. I thought I would explain that. Yeah? Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.
Mark's the Superstore, Lionel Town and Portland Cottage Beer Clarendon has all your hardware needs.
Visit our expanded showroom today and shop at leisure for your building materials, furniture, and appliances.
Take advantage of the 10% discount every Thursday on all brands cooking gas.
The Time by Mark's Superstore, helping you build dreams from the ground up is
10:32.
Eclipse Enterprise is your go-to source for billiards, amusement machines, and electronics. Telephone 876-960-3891. The temperature by Eclipse Enterprise is...
Well, it's 32 in the western city of Montego. In Kingston, 32 in Kingston, it's very warm, and 30 in Montego Bay.
All right now, any bet, your best bet, any day, every day. Winnings you get, all kind of sports, virtual sports, games and horse racing, local, international. We have slot machine in the spot, play enough, win big with the best odds now. Any bet lounge is spread across the island, any bet get in on the action.
Bet today on any sport or gaming at any bet locations island-wide. Any bet, your best bet.
Plug into the sun with Peak Energy Solutions. We are your affordable provider for everything solar. Grid tie or off-grid solar P systems, solar air conditioners, panels, lithium batteries, solar supplies, and installation. Visit us at Shop 1, 3 Mosquito Valley Road, Red Hills, St. Andrew. Call 876-279-8820 or 944-0668. Or email us at peakenergysolutionsja@gmail.com. Peak Energy for everything solar.
Cliff says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady.
27 minutes going up to 11. So that was the Prime Minister and his supporters in Halfway Tree. The opposition leader, the PNP president, Mark Golding, and a group of supporters had gathered at PNP headquarters at 89 Old Hope Road, monitoring what was happening in Halfway Tree, and in anticipation, of course, of the announcement of the date. And he gave a response so soon as the Prime Minister had announced the date. And Mr. Golding said the Prime Minister was forced to make a call as his administration was out of time.
We have been waiting for this moment for a very long time. Yes. We have been walking the length and breadth of Jamaica. Yes. The highways and byways, the hills and the valleys. Yes. And everywhere we go, as a united party, yes, the people say they are ready for change. Yes. And all they've wanted for so long is for the government to change and for him to call election so that we can move forward as a nation. And you know, obviously you're already scared because no government leads it to the 11th hour. And really the election call itself, because they were out of time. They were out of time.
Mark Golding there, and based on the Observer's reporting this morning by Arthur Hall, the minute Holness announced the September 3 date, the PNP supporters erupted into loud cheers as the party's campaign song, Blood and Fire, Comrades, rang out from one of the campaign vehicles. Golding emerged from inside the office to greet the comrades who were celebrating Time Come. Here is Mr. Golding, yes, saying that the PNP will now be stepping up its campaign in the coming days.
And so I say to you tonight, comrades, now we have to step up the thing. Yes. We'll be on the road. And we'll be continuing to take our message of hope to the people. And I say to each of you in your constituencies, carry the message far and wide. And let the people understand what we plan to do and how we intend to make a better life for the people of Jamaica. Our plans are solid. Our plans are relevant. Our plans attack the real issues of concern for the people of this country. And we have the capacity and the will and the determination to execute on our plans when we form government.
Mark Golding at PNP headquarters last night, responding to the announcement by the Prime Minister that we'll be going to the polls on September 3 this year. Yes? Monday, August 18 is nomination day. Well, just before we wrap and go to our callers, you would have heard about the vicious, brutal attack on a member of the Montego Bay Police Anti-Lottery Scam Task Force, where a member of the JCF was attacked. His family, his spouse, his son were attacked on Sunday morning. Well, the word we are picking up is that intelligence and investigative inquiries reveal that members of the KDF gang orchestrated the double murder of the policeman's spouse, Latoya Crystal Stevenson, 36 years old, HR manager of St. James, and his 5-year-old son, Zamir Nathaniel Morgan. Yes? It was, according to what we're learning, members of the KDF gang who orchestrated the double murder. Yes? And the policeman survived the attack, but he's in hospital with very, very serious injuries. We're also learning that the police, in responding to the double murder, are conducting several operations against members of the KDF gang, especially, quote, those who have played crucial roles in the heinous and tragic attack against the policeman and his family. These operations, we are being told, have led to the killing of the gang's leader, Andre Reed, otherwise called Zul or Little Zul, in Kingston, and Lindell Gray, otherwise called Frass, in St. James. So we're learning that the police pursuit of the killers have resulted in 2 being killed. The leader of the KDF gang, Andre Reed, and Lindell Gray. Yeah? We are also learning that based on the incident and recent killings of members of the gang, members have been making threats to harm members of the security forces. As a consequence, the threat level against the police should be elevated to high. And the word is that all policemen and women living and working and visiting St. James should be advised accordingly that the threat level against them is high. Yeah? We are also learning that a female was involved in the planning and attack on the policeman and his family. Yeah? So that's the latest we have on that. But our sympathies and condolences to the family members of that policeman and his spouse. Very, very sad. Police work is very hazardous, very dangerous. Yeah. All right. I think we're going to leave it there for the moment. We're going to go to the break and then come back with your calls.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me like a rock. I was something to see like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all.
GPS, keep it cool, keep it cool. Summertime hot, but we have all the tools. Keep it cool, keep it cool. Enough ways to see it, you just have to choose. Stay out of the fridge, just use a igloo. Remember your Kisco ice and the juice. If an AC combo, yeah, I hit that. AC for a bit, then a fan after that. Keep it cool, keep it cool. This summer JPS have all the tools. Keep you cool with JPS. Download the JPS app today.
A+ for back to school? Yep, you can score that. Just grab an A+ back to school loan from Access Financial. Why? Reduced interest rates, duh. Plus, you could win your loan interest free.
That's right. Apply for an A+ back to school loan and you could be entered to win your loan interest free in the Lucky Loans promotion.
From school fees to footwear, uniforms to book lists, we've got you covered.
For back to school, the only thing you need is a reduced rate loan from Access Financial's A+ back to school promotion. Conditions apply.
JP Logistics Solutions have been moving cargo from the UK and the USA to Jamaica and the Caribbean for over 60 years. Our personalized service sets us above the rest. Let us take the hassle out of shipping for you. Visit our website at www.jplogisticsolutions.com or call us at 876-483-7263 for more details. Connecting the Caribbean to the world with our local knowledge and global reach. JP Logistics Solutions, making shipping simple.
Prep makes it so easy. One pill before you link, prevent HIV.
The time by the Ministry of Health and Wellness is
16 minutes to 11.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
So, the streets are talking. A number of people, several persons, are WhatsApping me to talk about what was emblazoned on the Prime Minister's jacket last night, where it says 1 p.m. So I'm told that my explanation didn't quite cut it. The street talk is 1 p.m., never 2. So it's one Prime Minister, never 2. Right? But I heard another perspective that it was partly a response to the PNP slogan of time come. But I'm being told no. The street talk is 1 p.m., never 2. So it's one Prime Minister, never 2. And that, and I'm being told that is an indication of the influence of the younger members of the Labour Party on the older members. So they're infusing the campaign with the talk of the streets. Yeah? So I get it. So I sell it. I'm not earning the profit on it. Yeah? All right. All right. So, our first call of the morning. Ian, good morning.
Morning, Mr. Hughes. How are you?
Good morning. I am good.
Good, great. Boy, yesterday was such a fascinating day. It was, believe you me, it's the first I've seen so much labor right at a conference like that. And, you know, I would want to like Andrew to accept that of the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister, most honorable Portia Simpson Miller. I tell you what, Andrew, if you remember well you voted, when Portia was Prime Minister, they attacked her on her education. They attacked her internally, that is now, right, as to her ability to be a prime minister. And it never gone well, because one thing with Jamaica, they don't like when you fight against people. And when you look at Prime Minister Andrew Holness now, they attack him because of how he is wealthy. You know, you get that feeling as if he should have been wealthy. And it's something that I think the PNP have not learned on, that when you attack individuals, you're not going to be viewed in a well manner for Jamaica. And what the Prime Minister did last night, he awoke some sleeping laborers. He awoke some sleeping voters who wanted to be ignited. And I believe the Prime Minister ignited them last night. There's a part of his speech, and you were speaking to me earlier on, how he got emotional.
Yeah.
And while I was on the road, first was saying to me, so them really fight against the mainstream wealthy. They were even angry at the high sea. And then say, I'm going to put him back there. If me not vote for nothing else, that me a vote for, because them too bad mind. And these, I'm not talking about people who came to the conference, Mr. Hughes. People that I interacted with along the way.
Yes.
And that's what Andrew did last night. He awoke those voters. And trust me, I said it on this program the last election, and that it was going to be a landslide, and they said no. I told him that he was going to lose, and I told him that Bunting would be getting dumped. And let me tell you something, Mr. News. You're going to see a shocker in the next election, because they still don't understand the new voting population and how they think. And that's what the PNP is missing.
Well, I don't know. You are predicting, yeah? What I do know is that we have had some recent history. The attack in 2016 on Andrew Holness's house, yeah, did not work. And they have gone down the road again, this time with his declarations, yes? And what he is doing, and I don't know if it will be successful, what he's doing, he's identifying with the ordinary Jamaican who has had to struggle, yeah, because we didn't born with into wealth. We couldn't inherit any trust fund at 21, yes? And the structure of capital in this country is such that if you don't have that start, yeah, it's called collateral to get a loan to start businesses. Dog near me a supper.
Oh yes.
Yeah? And he's speaking to that now. And I don't know if it will work, but let us see now.
One last question now for you, Mr. Hughes.
Yes, sir.
I never get to finish. You never get to finish with me last. Headley Brown. What happened to him in the 90s?
Headley Brown was a former governor of the Bank of Jamaica. Headley Brown had difficulties, personal difficulties. The nature of those difficulties we can only speculate on. Yes? Okay. But he killed himself. He committed suicide.
And what period was that? After the financial meltdown or with it? That period?
It was during the 1990s. I would have to check, just to be dead accurate, whether it was during the meltdown, which led to FinSac, or it was the late 80s. I'm not sure, sir. I'd have to refresh my memory on that.
Okay, and Peter Bunting, why did he resign in 1993 after beating Hughes and was, I think in 1993 was the election that he got elected.
Why did he resign?
Yes.
Oh, why you're taking me way back now, you know. He won in the March 1993 general election, southeast Clarendon, narrowly defeating the former Prime Minister, Hughes. And, after he won, it was an upset. The word was, that he thought he would have gotten a senior cabinet position or a more senior position. I think he was made parliamentary secretary in, I think it was Ministry of Health. And it is felt that he wasn't really going where he wanted to go under Pattison. And he decided to go back into the private sector. That's what my memory is telling me.
That's what I read. I read it as well, CMT, but I just wanted to hear your thoughts. And you know,
stretch me, stretch me, You know how long ago that was? That's 32 years.
Yeah, but there's a saying, leopard never changes spot. And one thing I learned in representational politics,
yes,
you serve the people and you love the people irrespective of where you are. And some people are not, they don't love the people, but they just want power because whenever they are trouble, they are ordinary men and women. But whenever they have leadership status, it speaks better to their image. And I am wary of persons who enter representational politics that are lacking love for people.
Yeah.
And this is what I find with a lot of persons on the other side, the PMP.
Yeah.
It's about power. You think about Damian Crawford. He was in Trelawney. They fight him out. Dr. Patrick Harris said that he's not fit to be a member of Parliament according to a Gleaner article, and that he should be in comedy. He should be a part of the IT and Fancy Chat show, a matter of fact. And twice he bid for there. He went to Portland, he was in Miss Rural Center, and now he's in St. Catherine. I am wary of these politicians who keep running around and don't stay in one place and build relationship with people. They want just power. Yes. And I'm warning Jamaica about those sorts of politicians.
Yes. Well, let me tell you about Headley Brown now. And I just got a message from someone who I trust. Yeah. Headley Brown's investment house was one of the first to go upside down. He killed himself at the start of the financial meltdown in 1995.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sad. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's sad. And I believe later on his wife was murdered by a cart, I believe. You know, it's a really sad episode of the 90s of what happened.
Yeah.
And people should know of these things, you know. You know what happened before. And while banks were collapsing, I think it was the Eagle Bank, and you had my father lost quite a number of money in Workers Bank.
He was found dead in his car with a single gunshot wound to the throat.
Yeah.
Yes? A firearm license to him was also found in his lap.
And that was a governor of the bank. He was former the first governor of the bank?
Former governor.
That's a former governor.
Yes.
And the thing is, you know, it is funny though, you know. Banks were collapsing in those days. So you had the Workers Bank, you had the Eagle Bank, and even NCB was on the verge. But there was one bank that was our investment company that shined gloriously during that period.
Yeah.
And
by the way, sir, the former governor of the Bank of Jamaica, whose wife was murdered, was not Headley Brown's wife.
Oh.
That would have been G. Arthur Brown's wife.
Oh, mixing up them.
Yes, you're mixing them up. G. Arthur Brown was one of the early governors, if not the first governor of the Bank of Jamaica. Different man.
Okay, thanks for that clarification.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
thanks. You should try and get Mark Olin on the program, though, Mr. Hughes. I'd love to hear you interview.
Let me tell you something. After you try, keep on repeating the same thing over and over is madness.
True.
Okay?
Sure. Yeah,
all right.
sure.
Good.
Yeah, man, have a good day, sir.
You too. Take care.
All right.
We're going to take the break. Well, let's take the break, and at 11 o'clock, we're going to have the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Marlene Malahuford.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock.
But is this real? Hey Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Sweat it. Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand. Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We're having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Benjamin. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
Super healthy, super happy. SuperMed located in Kingston, St. Thomas, Portland, and St. Mary. The time by SuperMed family of pharmacies and Hughes Dent Pharmacy is
11 o'clock.
Cliff Hughes Online. Talk radio for all Jamaicans.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps.
Well, let me make a very quick correction. J. Arthur Brown was one of the early governors of the Bank of Jamaica, but the first governor was a Stanley Payton. Yes? So please, the first governor was Stanley Payton. Yeah? All right. So yesterday the Prime Minister went to Halfway Tree, and in that massive show of political strength, he announced that the date of the next general elections will be September 3, a nomination day next Monday, August 18. There's been, of course, debate, yes, blowing hot and cold sometimes, over the issue of fixed election dates and a promise that was made by Holness to enact legislation to fix election dates in Jamaica. He has not done so. Yes, I see where some are saying that what he has done by putting the elections for September 3 is practically, effectively fix the election date. I don't know if that is so. Yes? Because the whole idea of fixed election dates is to ensure that everybody knows when the next election is going to be, or at least a window, a time period. That didn't happen here. Yeah, we speculated that he would have gone for early September or late August. But we have with us the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, the Member of Parliament for West Central St. James, who is in a political fight to retain her seat as well come September 3. Good morning, Mrs. Malahufort.
Good morning, Mr. Hughes. Good morning to your listeners. You're never short on drama, right? And a political fight.
You know, why am I being punished for being a fairly good communicator?
That I will not dispute.
Exactly.
And in fact, some may put it higher than being fairly good. Some
yes.
say you're exceptionally good.
Okay. All right. How you see this thing about fixed election and what the Prime Minister has effectively done?
All right.
Is the fixed election date.
So the call for fixed election date is really to bring greater certainty to when elections are held. I think there are good arguments that have been made. No sooner had the UK enacted fixed election dates, it had to call numerous elections, which then brought the whole issue of fixing election dates in a parliamentary cabinet system into question, pros and cons. Some may argue that the UK example is an outlier. Whether that is so or not, it is the example of the parliamentary cabinet system that we are most familiar with and on which we pattern a lot of what we do. So when Prime Minister Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party said that it would move to fix the date of election, it has looked at it and it remains under active consideration. But we are now assessing why it is that the general feeling is that it does not really work. Having said that, we recognize that Jamaicans have been saying, we want greater certainty around elections. And taking that into account, and against the backdrop of what the Constitution says about the life of Parliament, Prime Minister Holness took a deliberate decision that he would exercise the powers granted to him in a way that would take the surprise out of election, even if the actual date has not been set in advance and disclosed. But what we have in this case is the opposition creating all kind of frenzy around the election date, going on its campaign, believing that the election should be called when they thought they were in a state of readiness and had an advantage, instead of allowing the parliament to run its course and the government to continue to do the work to deliver to the people of Jamaica. So if we are to assess what has happened in this case, really it's Mark Golding and the opposition that has created more uncertainty by going on and hyping up the people about calling election when we still had a good time in the life of the parliament to continue to do the work on behalf of the people of Jamaica.
But let me put it to you, Minister. If the JLP leader and Prime Minister had seen an earlier opportunity to win a third term, yes, if the stars, the political factors, dynamics were so aligned, wouldn't he have gone earlier?
If you hear it, how I will answer that.
The temptation to grab that opportunity would have been so immense that he would have gone earlier.
Okay, so let me give you some insight about how this team has worked. This team is not about our personal self-aggrandizement. We are all Jamaicans who are vested in Jamaica, and we don't have one foot in Jamaica and another foot out. We're not people who see ourselves as making decisions that are not going to impact us. We're vested in Jamaica. This is where we choose to live, work, raise our families, do business, and hopefully retire in peace. So that any advantage that we would see is an advantage that would allow us to do the work to further Jamaica and the cause of Jamaica, to ensure that all Jamaicans have a better chance of living a better life. Mm-hmm. So it's not about personal advantage, as it were. We feel very strongly that the work we have embarked on has yielded positive results on behalf of all Jamaicans, but it's not done yet. And some of the matters still remain fragile. And we believe that if a change were to take place, we really would be uprooting and starting again and setting us back. So
that's a long way of saying, a long roundabout way of saying, yes, Cliff. He would have gone earlier.
It's not a roundabout way. We have to tell you as it is.
Yes.
Of course, anyone is going to take an advantage, but yes. I don't want those listening to believe that it is an advantage that is personal to us. Mm-hmm. Because we work in a representative capacity. It's not about, when we say choose Jamaica, we're saying we are prepared to put Jamaica ahead of partisan consideration. Mm-hmm. We are prepared to put Jamaica ahead of personal consideration. Because we are national leaders.
To go back to where you started, Minister, you said the practicality of it is being looked at. You cited the British experience, which are correct. Yes, their fixed-term election legislation has been upended. Yes. Where are you as an administration in terms of coming down one way or the other? Is it that we may very well end up with a tweaking of the fixed-term law, as it's called in Parliament, to suit all conditions? Because there are advantages to the old system of giving a prime minister the power to go to the polls earlier than expected. It can be precipitated by a crisis. It can also be precipitated by an advantage. Yeah, but where are we looking? What's the thinking in the administration as where we are likely to come down?
This is where your excellence in communication matters, because you have, in fact, just surfaced one of the main points of contention is the need for flexibility. I think people looking on are viewing the executive presidential system where dates are fixed for election of presidents, and believe that that system can automatically be brought over into a parliamentary cabinet system without understanding all the nuances and just the differences in it. As an administration, before I come to that, I just want to respond to something else and bring me back to the point. I hear the General Secretary of the PNP spouting nonsense about if the Prime Minister didn't call it, he would have called it. And then I heard you played a clip from the Leader of the Opposition talking about the PM being backed into a corner. Utter nonsense. Now, Section 64(1) of the Constitution gives the Governor-General the power to dissolve Parliament at any time by proclamation. Section 32(1) of the Constitution tells you how the Governor-General acts. And the general rule is that the Governor-General acts in accordance with the advice of Cabinet or a minister acting under the general authority of the Cabinet. Mm-hmm. So the General Secretary of the political party does not have the power to call election. Round up their mouth and a lot of people will hear it and probably believe that it is so. A leader of opposition does not have that power under the laws of Jamaica. Yes. It's important for all Jamaicans to understand that, because a lot of nonsense is being said in the political space. Mm-hmm. And some people are grabbing onto it either because they are sympathetic to the person saying it, or just, it grabs their attention. Mm-hmm. Really important that we understand who has the power to do what under the laws of Jamaica.
And in this era of disinformation, it is important that we clarify that. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. So this nonsense, I mean, this joke business that we take governance for. It really is not right.
Yes.
So
back to the issue now.
Right.
Where are
no.
Yes.
We are the political party forming government that has gone the furthest in the reform of the Constitution. The issue of the fixing the date of general elections was considered by the Constitutional Reform Committee, and a recommendation was made. We spent a lot of time looking on the issue, tracking how it has been raised in the public space. And we concluded that in a small jurisdiction like Jamaica, it may be impractical to actually fix a date. Because, as you have rightly identified, there may be good reason to have flexibility around holding of elections, not only for issues of confidence in government, but things may happen that require a renewal of a mandate, and not for narrow partisan reason, but in the proper public interest. And that is one of the strengths of the parliamentary cabinet system. So that we believe that, we believe that we can have greater certainty around the holding of elections. And I think that is why Prime Minister Holness took the approach that he took this time round. I want you to ask the opposition leader what is his stance on fixed date elections, because to my knowledge, he does not support it. If he has changed his mind since I came into knowledge of his stance, I stand corrected, and he can advise the people.
What are you saying? That Mark Golding does not support?
To the best of my knowledge, I can put it no higher than that.
That he does not support fixed election dates?
Yes. For the same reason, the same good reason, that it may require a certain level of flexibility in a parliamentary cabinet system.
Yes.
Right? And because the section which speaks to the life of the parliament is a deeply entrenched section, it can only be changed, firstly, with a 2/3 majority vote in the House of Representatives and also in the Senate. But if it is not obtained in the Senate, then it would be by way of referendum, either way. So this is a matter that we will require consensus on between the two sides in the parliament, or however many sides are in the parliament, before we can go to change it from the constitution standpoint.
Got you.
So there are other options that may be used. An act of parliament may be used outside of changing what the constitution itself provides for. You can pass a law to set that out. A matter like this, I think, given or the progress we have made on electoral matters, we will be putting to the ECJ, the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, to consider the matter and then advise the government. And in all the circumstances, I believe that is the proper approach. Because even with the recommendation of the Constitutional Reform Committee, which is set out in the report of the committee, which was tabled as a ministry paper, we still would have put the matter before the ECJ for advice to the Cabinet of Jamaica.
Minister, we're up on the break, or we can continue? Yeah?
All right. We can take the break.
Let's take the break.
I will see how much time I have after that.
All right.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright.
Rhino Jamaica Limited, Jamaica's choice for water tanks and pumps. Now open on Saturdays at our Marcus Garvey Drive location from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The time brought to you by Rhino Jamaica Limited is
15 minutes after 11.
Are your devices accurate? Are they calibrated? Even small errors can lead to big problems. That's why Jamaicans trust the Bureau of Standards Jamaica. From food to fuel, health to hardware, our metrology and testing division provides world-class calibration and measurement services to keep your devices precise and your business meeting global standards. Whether you're weighing goods, monitoring temperature, or relying on the accuracy of devices, we get it right every time. Our advanced equipment and experts help you you move with confidence. Call 876-618-1534 or visit bsj.org.jm. The Bureau of Standards Jamaica. From lab to market, the power of precision, powering accuracy, ensuring safety.
Mommy, I need new shoes, books, so many things for back to school.
Back to school pressure is real. Chris and Charles has your back. Get your back to school loan of $1.5 million with reduced processing fees, discounted interest rates, and fast approval. Win a fully loaded backpack for your child. Start school with less stress and more success. Apply today at any branch or visit www.chrisandcharles.com. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58(3) of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act.
Cliff Hughes Online. Talk radio for all Jamaicans.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose.
We're talking with the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs about the issue of fixed election dates. And I'm going to pivot to her West Central St. James constituency now in the parish of St. James, and encompassing parts of the city of Montego Bay. I was in your neck of the woods last week, Minister. Are you there?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm here.
And I saw your posters all over the place. We went to Anchovy. You share a border with South St. James and Homer Davis. Yes. And what's your majority you're defending in there from the last elections?
How much is it now? Over 1,500. I can't remember the exact number, but we can look. What would have taken it outside of what would be considered a marginal seat?
Right, a 1,500.
Something like that. Or maybe, I know, over 1,000. Don't quote me on the exact figure right now.
Right, I've asked my people to check while we're on.
Yes.
And you're up against Dr. Andre Horton of the People's National Party. Is it the first time you're facing off with him or the second?
The second time.
The second time.
And once again, he will be defeated.
What gives you that confidence?
Well, you know what is interesting? The people have found out that Dr. Horton's approach is an interesting and a curious one. I think that I have earned the trust and confidence of the people of St. James West Central. I make representation on their behalf. A lot has been done in the seat, and a lot more remains to be done. Admittedly, I am not a politician that pushes my politics in the face of people. And sometimes, you know, the expectation is that you will see me up in people's face. A member of parliament is not a member of the constituency. Can't be walking up and down in the streets. You have to be there to get first-hand knowledge about what is happening in order to make the representation and ensure that the decisions of government that are taken in the high seats of government address the real issues facing the people. St. James has never looked this good. All five of us, we work as a team right across St. James. And I'm telling you, when I go in, whether it's within the borders of my St. James West Central seat or across the wider St. James, boy, it really has transformed over the years. So the main issues affecting the people, the road, the light, and the water, things for which government has responsibility. I've had more roads fixed in St. James West Central than ever before in the history. But guess what? So much more needs to be done. Prime Minister Holness spoke about the disinvestment in our public infrastructure. And I don't think we have spent enough time to think about it. For the many years of economic mismanagement, when there was no money in the public purse to deal with the real needs of the people. You know, some say that parts of the machinery of government grew idle. And now that we have managed the economy and we have done so without new taxes on the backs of Jamaican, and we have monies to spend on capital projects, the pace at which the work moves is so painfully slow.
Minister, your majority is well in excess of 1,500, you know.
Yes,
your majority is 1,776. So that's a decent majority to be defending. Yes? It would take a significant swing against you to unseat you. Yeah?
You know that the opponent has been going around showing up, and a constituent came to me and introduced himself to me last week and said to me, I'm a supporter of the other side, he said. But he was so upset. He said, I'm supporting you this election. And I'm curious. So I was curious. I asked him why. And he said, the work that I was doing in one community of West Green, that the opponent came and was asking him to tell the people that it was he, Thornton, who was doing the work.
Oh.
So what he does is that he runs to the site of where things are happening and he takes a little picture, a photo up, and he pushes it out on social media to give the impression that he's responsible. He spends a little moment and he captures it. The people are seeing through it because that kind of politics
But that's deception. That's misleading.
Well, yes, I have seen it myself. So I'm telling you, I'm saddened by it because I kind of expected a lot more. You know, you just, it's not a photo up. It's you don't just show up and you take a picture to give the impression that you're either there or aware. And, you know, so...
But I gather that of the 5 seats in St. James, the Labour Party has, is it 5? All 5 now?
We have all 5.
Yes, all 5.
We have all 5.
Yes.
Yes.
That you in West Central St. James and Homer Davis in South St. James are the 2 most vulnerable seats. And when I dig and ask why, I'm told that you have some fence mending to do with your base in the constituency, with your workers, with your supporters. That you have been what was said to me, too absent.
No, Cliff, I haven't been absent. I think the real struggle has been around the different approach to the politics. You know, when I came to political life, I didn't come from a political background. And it's funny how people want change in the approach to politics. And when you bring that change, they want you to do it the same way as it has always been done. So admittedly, my practice of politics is a little different from what the hardcore base has been used to. And it has taken a while for us to understand each other. But I think they are now without doubt that my approach is still in their best interest. It's a lovely constituency, and I tell you that it's the sheer love, support, and encouragement of the people that keeps me where I am. Because politics is not easy at all. It's not easy. As a culture, sometimes we are more taken with, you know, the things that are not substantial. Because we want to ease the pressure. We want to ease. But as an administration, we have had to work hard. Let me tell you, I have worked so hard to ensure that the streets of St. James are safe. So hard on the national security front. The things that are reaping results now are things that I have worked integrally. Right? Even the model of the Zozo, just conceptualizing it, ensuring that security operations are accompanied by community development, putting the policy together, writing the legislation, ensuring that, that the communities are built out, that the streets have become safe, and I'm very proud of the work. I was in Tucker the other day, last week, and a constituent said to me, MP, boy, Tucker streets are safe. Once upon a time, we couldn't walk on the street, top and bottom at war against each other. And now, children can walk. I remember going into the space and mothers telling me how their children had to go under the bottom of their beds. And it was actually in Mount Salem that Prime Minister Holness expressed the aspiration that one day we must be able to sleep with our doors and windows open, because the story, the horror of the gunshots in the street and just the war, man, the war, gang warfare
So
was so terrible.
So after these
and then
years,
the policies, you're asking me about St. James, the policies that have led to an expansion of the BPO sector that has created more jobs in the space. I mean, you would have seen St. James for yourself.
yes. In fact, I'll go further. When I visit St. James, St. Anne, Trelawney, yes, and parts of Trelawney, St. Anne, St. James, you get the feeling that there are two economies in Jamaica. That part of the island is booming, yes, versus the southern part of the island, which is not in step with what's happening along that northern coast, those northern coastal parishes. Yeah, so I get it. I see it.
You would know by now that I work a lot on the technical side of the administration, not just the political side. And I mean, I work stronger behind the scenes than I have worked in the political space. And sometimes, when you have to sit down to get the work done, to ensure that the policies are properly articulated, that they can be implemented with ease, that what has to be translated into a law or other rules are done. You're not up in the face of people. So sometimes they don't know.
Minister Maluford. And that's why I'm going to suggest you
is strong.
No, I'm going to suggest that you really don't enjoy representational politics. You'd be better in the upper house where you focus on the technical issues, instead of the rough and tumble, the cut and thrust of the constituency retail politics, as we would say.
No, Cliff, I'm telling you something. It's a privilege of seeing the people in their homes, in their own circumstances. That is what allows me and others an understanding of why we have to take the decisions that we take. It's true. When you hear people talk about politics, they give you the impression that it's dirty. I hear my opponent has said that he's downgrading himself. That's such a myopic perspective. In a democracy, it is a privilege for those of us who have committed our lives to public service. You don't get to sit in the high places of decision without going into the trenches, going into the nooks and crannies and seeing people where they are. And it is for that reason Prime Minister says that his heart is so moved to ensure that people get better housing to live in. And that is one of the issues that still plague parts of my constituency. When I go in and I see how people show up for work, and then you go in the communities and you see how humble their home circumstances are, it gives me a fire in my belly to ensure that we unlock every potential to deal with the titling, to deal with affordable housing, to deal with the infrastructure around the community. You don't get to that when you sit in the Senate, important as that review is. So with time, I'm telling you, I have gotten an appreciation for this work like I've never understood it or gotten it before. And it only comes with experience.
Your constituency, West Central St. James, I gather has just about all the demographic groups in the country.
It's a miniature Jamaica.
Yes,
miniature Jamaica.
From the very rich to the very poor.
That's right. Miniature Jamaica. So it has allowed me insight into an all of Jamaica solution. Issues confronting all of Jamaica. Because unlike the other side, there is a part of my constituency, when I got into St. James West Central, I was told Freeport doesn't need anything from government. Pure rich people live there. But after all, they're some of the biggest taxpayers. And we have to take decisions that are appropriate to every demographic. Our party doesn't set up one group against the next, because we have to live together and all society will be stratified. All society have different groups. And so it's about making decisions that will enable our people, wherever they fall, to have a better life. So I would say that perspective that if you are not rowdy and raucous and vulgar, you have no place in representational politics.
Absolutely not.
We must perish that thought.
Absolutely.
Perish it. We need decorum and decency in the politics. Because it is from that space that we are placed in the highest decision-making seats. And the decisions we take change lives and alter the course of the nation. And oh my God, how many lives have been changed for the positive. And how the course of Jamaica has been altered for the better.
Yes.
Can't turn
What's your best guesstimate in terms of seat counts at the end of the night of September 3?
The majority to form government comfortably.
Comfortably is a key word. What would be comfortable?
Well, you know, Cliff, I've had to say on the international stage that Jamaica is truly an interesting place, and the Caribbean sub-region has enjoyed stability in the democracy that the wider Latin America has not, with the majority of the countries having the executive presidential system. We came to government in 2016 with a one-seat majority, and we worked really hard. And we delivered. You remember how people were predicting that we wouldn't last a month or 2 and 3 months or 6 months?
Yes, I remember.
The administration would collapse.
I remember, yes.
And how we proved them wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And how we did the work.
Well, it is felt that you did very well because
majority is a majority. Using sports, even when you win the 100-meter by a hundredth of a second, you still
that's a big win.
Exactly. So, in the democracy, it's the majority.
Yes.
And that's what we're working for. Yes. And I'm so pleased to represent the people of St. James West Central, my 3 electoral divisions of Mount Salem, Granville, and Spring Garden. So we go from the border with Hanover in Great River, then we border in the Wilshire area with St. James South and up in Wales Pond, and we go all the way around with the whole of the Bogue Belt, Great River Unity Hall, Tower Hill, Belmont, Moy Hall, all of the Bogue Belt, and we go into bordering with St. James East, West Central, up in Gutters.
Well, you know, we have to go.
But all the way around St. James West Central.
I have to tell you.
What an honor to represent them, and I will remain their member of parliament.
Well, you know, it's a target of the PNP. It's one of those seats that the PNP is targeting. Yeah? Okay. All right.
It's a competition, Cliff.
It is.
Competition.
And your organization is in tip-top condition?
Big up to my team, and a shout out to Team St. James West Central. Hard-working team.
All right, ma'am. All the best.
All right, Cliff.
Thank you. Marlene Malahoo Fort, the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, a Member of Parliament for West Central St. James. Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.
Crispy, crunchy, tantalizing fried chicken only at Bird Shack. Satisfy your hunger today. The time brought to you by Bird Shack Fried Chicken in Montego Bay and Ocho Rios is
25 minutes to noon.
Outperform, outlast. We top performance. Jackama. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy select tools, 3 parts and 3 repairs. 3 parts, 3 repairs. In 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61124. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Now, PrEP makes it so easy. 1 pill before you link, prevent HIV.
PrEP makes it so easy. 1 pill before you link, prevent HIV.
You wanna do your thing with your queen or your king?
Or I get a little frisky that make you flex frisky.
PrEP, I extra bucketed.
To help you stay HIV negative.
PrEP makes it so easy. 1 pill before you link, prevent HIV. PrEP tablets available at your clinic from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We're having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Benjamin. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
Informative, educational, insightful. Let's talk justice. Tackling topics like constitutional rights and reform, domestic violence, and rights issues that affect you. Let's talk justice every Monday from 1 to 2 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. Call in, share your thoughts, be empowered, know your rights, and let's talk justice, ensuring access to justice for all, courtesy of Jamaicans for Justice.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light, and I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock.
22 minutes going up to 11, just turned 21 minutes going up to 11. And I want to pause to say thanks to our YouTubers. Yes, our YouTubers, you make me proud and happy here. You know, we have our internal rivalries here at Nationwide. And, you know, one of the criterion we use is the number of viewers, yeah, and the people we have on our YouTube platform when the respective programs are on. And there's a little program in the morning that is trying to offer some competition. And this morning, for the first time in their history, they broke the 4,000 barrier. Yeah? And then they said to me that, watch it. So this morning when my YouTubers came out, over 6,500. Yes? And, you know, there's only one cliff. Yeah, one cliff. Where are you going? You're not coming in here. You're not coming in here. George Davis assaulting me. Biblical program in the morning. They usually muster around 2,500. Yeah, they did 4,000 this morning. Yeah, so the Jenna, yeah, one Jenna. Cliff. One Cliff Hughes. Good morning, George. Good morning, Jermaine. Good morning, Tada. Keep on trying. Yes? Alex, good morning.
Good morning, Cliff.
Good morning, sir.
Boy, Cliff, let me tell you something. I was at the JLP mass rally yesterday. And can I tell you this morning, I'm in a very jubilant mood. I definitely believe that the Jamaica Labour Party has the winds in our sails now, Cliff, heading into the elections.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, definitely. Now, what is very revealing about this entire campaign, Cliff, is the stark difference between the People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party when it comes to articulating its policies in a very clear, concise and succinct way, Cliff.
Yes.
And I want to draw to your attention a chasm in terms of Damian Crawford, what he would have said about the plans for teachers regarding the student loan, and Darrell Faz talking about the JLP policy of allowing students from tertiary institutions and students in school, not limited to high school, to travel on the JOTC buses freely in September and October. Now, Damian Crawford would have gone on a TikTok live. I think it was with Colin Bell from Portland. And he would have mentioned that for each year a teacher stay in the system, the government will write off 10% of their student loan. So if a teacher is in the system for 10 years, you basically would get a university education free. But the student loan is a revolving loan, Cliff. It depends on funds coming in for it to be able to lend back the money. And you can just imagine our unions are very competitive. If we have to do this for the teachers, we will have to do it for all the unions, including the civil servants, the persons working at NWC, the police especially, this crime reduction and so on. You can't tell them, them not eligible. Forget
I thought last night the Prime Minister's response was very sharp, very effective.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Indeed. And no, and you can see that wasn't well thought out because he did not explain the costing. And now I want to contrast that, the clear contrast with the policy to give some students access to the Jamaica Urban Transit Company rise free of cost. Obviously, Darrell Vaz explained in a very clear way how the savings from the change in fuel, as well as the reduction in theft, in reduction in fuel theft,
is providing the fiscal space for them to do this.
Yes, provided the fiscal space, and that is the clear difference between the Jamaica Labour Party and the People's National Party. Whenever the People's National Party pontificate on any policy issue, it is very garbled, it is very jumbled, and it is not clear.
Not properly researched, sir.
Yes, it is not well researched. And, this morning, honestly, I'm speaking to what you oftentimes refer to them as the sensible middle.
Yes.
I look at it and I said, there's no way how the sensible middle could be going with the People's National Party after seeing this vast chasm in terms of how both parties posture on policy positions.
Well, sir, I hope the people are thinking about it. I'm sure the Jamaican people are thinking about it.
This reminds me about the West Indies bowling attack in the 70s and 80s, or the prime Barcelona football team in the latter part of the 2010 to 2014. That is what you see when you see the JLP. It seems as if they are working as a team. The policy, everybody understands what they have done. Everybody know what is the government plan going forward. So clearly, when I was there last night listening, because I am not one labourite who just go out, drink some liquor, chat with people, get the jingles and just ring some bell. I listen so that I can articulate the message like how the Jehovah's Witness would articulate their message when they walk from home.
Yes.
And it was clear to me yesterday that all of the persons who spoke understood the assignment, understood they were all on message. When you really heard Dr. Chang speaking about the investment in national security, in terms of the retrofitting of police stations, in terms of in terms of forensics, in terms of what they would have done for just the infrastructure to the Zozo and so on. And George mentioned it in his What's on My Mind this morning, you know. There has never ever been, since I have been observing politics, another national security minister who can speak with this level of confidence about what they have done. It has never ever been an issue. Now notice Cliff, before I run, because I know you have other
yes.
with. Notice Cliff, what is very interesting about this campaign as well. The opposition has gone to resort to ad hominem, while the JLP has been focusing on policies. And the only reason why that is possible, Cliff, is because this is the first time you have had a government that can clearly come to the people talking about the major issues, the bread and butter, the economics, the national security, health.
Well, the national security portfolio, yeah, as of this moment, yeah, is very clear. The country's most successful Minister of National Security is Dr. Horace Chang. Easily. No one else come close. No one else. Yeah, easily. The most successful Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang. Yeah, without doubt. KD Knight, Peter Phillips, Bobby Montague, all predecessors would love to be able to quote half of what he has achieved in his time so far. Yeah? Peter Bunting, none of them come close. None. Yeah? Time for the break, sir.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.
Furnitureland at 112 Constant Spring Road is Jamaica's premier furniture retailer when searching for stylish and elegant pieces for your home. The time by Furnitureland is
12 minutes to 12.
Ready for a refresh? The hottest sale of the summer is now on at Active Home Center. From now until Saturday, August 2nd, get up to 30% off selected living, dining, and bedroom furniture, plus enjoy up to 10% off lighting and fans to keep your home cool and bright. It's the summer to save big and upgrade every room. But hurry, these deals won't last. Active Home Center, more savings, more choices. Conditions apply.
Truth is, HIV affects everyone. Truth is, avoiding care leads to a weaker immune system. That means you could get really sick. The truth is, the hardest pill to swallow isn't the medication. It's the problems that follow when you don't take them. Let's get through this together. Remain in care. You can live life to the fullest with HIV. And that's the truth. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
10 minutes going up to noon. Papa Nana.
Mr. Hughes.
Mr. Papa Nana. We owed you a call from last week, you know, but it slipped us. My apologies, sir.
Well, me happy with you, you know, but listen to me. You ever hear Prince Buster sing one song and say one hand watch the other?
Yes.
Well, you have done so much for me that I could not have paid you, but I am a self-appointed ambassador to Nationwide.
Yes, sir.
Because let me tell you something. When the people from Richmond and Tree Hills in Prospect in St. Mary call me and tell me, if I know that they are sabotaging Cliff Hughes program because they cannot hear, and I must big up Mr. Compass because I beg and I beg and I beg. And Saturday, the people in Tree Hills, especially Mr. Godfrey, I will call his name, tell me that they get back their service. The people in Richmond call me. The people in St. Anne's call me. And tell me that they get back their service. Oh my God, I have to big up Mr. Compass.
Yes, Compass is our broadcast engineer.
Mr. Hughes, let me ask you something. Have you ever do a survey how much listenership you have?
We use different tools to indicate. Yes, we do. I wouldn't say I'm entirely satisfied with the accuracy of it.
All right, me no want you to tell me the amount because I tell you something. You go and underestimate it. Mr. Hughes, there is a lot of people, including Papa Nana, if me no hear nationwide, my day done. Me I tell you that.
Yes, sir.
Right? And as I told you that I am a papa and I cannot buy my silence, so I have to talk. Right? And let me move on quickly now. I think that Mr. Tweed said something, and it fall on Damon Crawford. He said the biggest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich take place under the watchful eyes of the PNP. Now, to show you that Mr. Tweed know what he was saying, look what Damon Crawford went in halfway through and do. Did you know that two guys from down there who I knew who wipe windscreen told me that their mother and father depend on that same windscreen wipe to buy bread and put on their table?
Oh?
Are you there, Mr. Hughes?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
That is buy food to put on their mother and father table.
Oh?
And when Mr. Crawford went there and wiped the windscreen, what you think happened to those people who is depending on it?
Tell me. Who?
Mr. Hughes is depriving the poor. And when them talk about them love the poor, they are making the poor poorer.
Oh.
You don't see it that way?
Well, if he goes there and take a job, then there will be one less job for the workers there.
Yes, the guy told me that he had to work late to achieve something through Crawford was there.
Oh God! But that's not serious, right? That's not serious.
What do you mean I'm not, Mr. Hughes?
But Mr. Crawford wasn't there for any length of time, was he?
He could be there 10 minutes. He could be there 10 minutes. He's robbing the poor.
No. 10 minutes don't make no difference.
You don't make no difference? Oh, I see. So tell me something. Let's suppose I come to you and say, Mr. Hughes, I'm hungry. And you tell me to wait 10 minutes after that you say me drop down. What you would say?
No, man, I'm not hungry. You don't get sick. You're sick.
You must see a doctor. All you do, you try your best. Nobody follow them to go take up something when you go so. Anyway, I want to say something to you. I think that meeting last night was very, 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 very well organized. Very organized. And I am telling you, Mr. Hughes, any trap that the enemy set for Mr. Holness, that is going to fly it. And I want to ask you a question before I leave.
Yes.
If I am 35 years old now, and my mother is 48 years old, what age she was when she had me?
13.
Very bright. 13 years old. I leave you to think on what I'm saying. Mr. Hughes, damn drunk but damn no fool.
Say that again. If you're 35 now.
Yes.
And your mother is 48.
Yes.
At what age she would have had you?
Yes.
35 from 48. 13.
Yes.
That means that she had sex. That is statutory rape.
Yes.
Not because she was not the age to consent.
Thank you. And me use.
So whoever did that act,
yes,
ought to be sanctioned criminally.
Well, that is your homework because I raised goats.
Which homework?
What I said to you is your homework. And I raise goat, and if my ram goat will run any of my little kid them, I would have punished him.
But why would you do that to the ram goat?
Then if you got fool on my little kid them, when they're ready for that purpose, what I would do?
Oh, you keep them away from him.
I tell you, Miss Freeman, may I tell you, he must love you. May I tell you, man.
Oh.
He must love you.
But this is a mystery. This is a mystery. We're dropping on me, Papa Dada.
It is all right. Because me know people after you. I mean, I go say anything if we get you in, and no problem. I just tell you, if my mother is, if I am 35 and my mother is 48, what age is he have me? And you tell me the right thing. She was 13-year-old when she have me. Right.
Oh.
And I am telling you, Mr. Hughes, I am positively certain that God is not dead. He's alive. And let me tell you something. God is going to come. He's going to make the JLP come home. Because let me tell you something. Anyhow, the people of Jamaica was to change this government. We have to go start all over again.
Oh. Okay.
We have, then listen to me, no man. Listen to me, no man. New broom not sweep clean, but old broom not know the corner, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Then you know, then what's so hard? Right? Not so hard about it. And remember again, I am asking you, sir, please to tell Mr. Harris Chang that I need to talk to him because I would need to give him some advice. Please, sir, I'm begging you.
Well, he's hearing you. You make the plea to him. He will hear you.
Yes, but I make it a lot of time. Mr. Harris Chang, I'm asking you, please, to get in touch with Papa Nana. It is very important. And Mr. Vaz, I need to talk to you people. Right?
All right, sir.
Yes, sir. And God bless you. And you take care. And when Nora coming back?
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yes.
I wish to God if tomorrow was Wednesday. and I'm telling you again, big up Mr. Compass for me. And you just tell Mr. King for me. Don't joke with me because he cut me off a while ago.
Oh?
And you tell him, say nobody make Mama Nana come up, they come hold him, give me, make me deal with him. You hear?
You can't see if you deal with him?
Lord God, that me never want you, sir. You know, I never want you go to partners.
Have a good day. Have a good day, Papa Dada. It's time for the midday news. World at Noon is up next. Yeah, we'll be back at 12:30.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right. Like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. Stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all.
The race to 32. Nationwide 90 FM's coverage of the 2025 general elections. Coming soon.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Clear your barrels and personal shipments with ease and convenience. Request a customs contactless clearance today through CCP at jca.gov.jm. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 12 o'clock.
The News at Noon teasers are brought to you by AnyBet, your best bet.
It's credible and factual. The World at Noon on Nationwide 90 FM.
A very
Very good afternoon to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the nationwide world at noon for this afternoon, Monday, August 11, 2025. Police kill suspected masterminds of brazen double murder of a policeman's wife and son. Both the government and the opposition condemn a weekend attack on policeman and his family. JUTC to forego some $40 million in 2-month free rides for students.
You're probably talking about probably $40-50 million for the 2 months.
Constitutional Affairs Minister says discussion on fixed election dates is not out the window. In regional news, 5 killed in weekend traffic crashes in TNT. In international news, Australia joins growing list of countries signaling intent to recognize the Palestinian state. And in sports, swimmer Sabrina Lynn creates history in the pool for Jamaica at the Junior Pan Am Games. The details after the break.
News at Noon teasers were brought to you by Anybet, your best bet.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. 2 men believed to be the masterminds of the brazen double murder of a policeman's wife and 5-year-old son in St. James on Saturday were killed in separate confrontations with the police. The police constable who was injured in the attack is assigned to the Area 1 Lottery Scam Task Force. He remains in hospital in serious condition. Dead are Andre Reed, otherwise called Zul or Little Zul, of a Bull Bay address in St. Andrew, and Lyndall Gray, otherwise called Frass or Sassafras, of a St. James address. Reed was the reputed leader of the notorious KDF gang, which is said to have orchestrated the hit on the policeman's family. It's understood that, acting on intelligence, lawmen went to a section of Shooters Hill in Bull Bay, St. Andrew in search of Reed. He's alleged to have challenged the police, who returned fire, hitting Reed multiple times. He was transported to Kingston Public Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries. An AK-47 rifle and an undetermined number of rounds of ammunition were seized. That incident took place just before 6 a.m. on Monday. Police say Reed was involved in a previous shootout with police in Catherine Hall, Montego Bay. Meanwhile, Gray was cut down shortly before 1 a.m. in a police operation in Mafuta District, Anchovy in St. James. It's understood the High Command of the Jamaica Constabulary Force has raised the threat level against members, as the gang has reportedly made threats against members of the security forces and their families. The JCF has advised its members to exercise extreme caution, especially in St. James and neighboring parishes. Meanwhile, the Police Federation is warning perpetrators of the brutal gun attack on the policeman and his family that they will not escape justice. The Federation says the police personnel will not cower in fear amid the heightened threats. Instead, it says lawmen will fight back, noting that criminals will have no safe place to hide. The Federation, which represents rank-and-file members of the JCF, says its members are saddened by the dastardly brazen act. It says the attack is a stark reminder of the hazards of policing in Jamaica, as members are not the only ones at risk, but also their families who are defenseless. Chairman of the Police Federation, Sergeant Arlene McBean, is urging members to be vigilant both on and off duty and to use all necessary means to protect themselves and their loved ones. She is calling on law-abiding citizens to partner with the police to flush out criminal elements. And the government and opposition are condemning the shooting incident, which claimed the lives of the policeman's spouse and son. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness condemned the attack at the JLP's mass rally in Halfway Tree on Sunday night.
Today, I heard the sad news of a policeman and his family who was attacked and his wife killed, and I want to send my condolence to that family. I know that the police high command is working on that case, and I have no doubt that those persons who committed that heinous act, that they will see justice, and swiftly.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang expressed condolence to the policeman. Dr. Chang says the ministry is determined to support the security forces to find criminals intent on preying on the lives of Jamaicans. And opposition spokesman on national security, Senator Peter Bunting, says no Jamaican should have to face such a situation.
The opposition condemns in the strongest terms the heinous attack in St. James last night. This cold-blooded assault on a young family is yet another tragic reminder of the unrelenting violence plaguing our society. No officer and no citizen should ever have to endure such trauma.
Senator Peter Bunting, opposition spokesman on national security. $40 million. That's how much revenue the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, will forego in order to allow students to ride free on all its buses for the months of September and October. The estimate was given by Transport Minister Darrell Vaz on Nationwide this morning on Monday.
When you did the calculation, how much revenue are you giving up by not collecting immediately from September morning?
Let me give you the figures that I have. Obviously, tertiary is going to be hard to break out because they pay adult fares now, so adult and tertiary will be the same. But for September, we had actually done up back of the envelope calculation from September to December for the school buses, which was 17.6 million per month. So if you divide that into three, you'll realize what the monthly figure that would be 6 million roughly.
Yeah.
So 12 million for rural school bus, and then of course $9.5 million for the children on the KTMR. And again, that would be for until December we had done it. So that again. So you're probably talking about, when you bring in the tertiary students, you're probably talking about probably $40-50 million for the 2 months.
The announcement of the free rides was made by Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness at the JLP's mass rally in Halfway Tree St. Andrew on Sunday. It applies to primary and high school students as well as tertiary students with IDs. The Transport Minister says the move will not cost taxpayers a thing.
This is not additional money that the Ministry of Finance will have to find, This is coming out of the savings of the efficient management and policy decisions that have been made as it relates to the JUTC in terms of the change of use of the, if you will,
yes,
the CNG. And of course, we have broken the back of a decade-old extortion issue with the theft of diesel oil.
Darrell Vaz, Transport Minister. Meanwhile, Minister Vaz says he has tried his best to time the testing of the buses to avoid controversy about the politicization of the school bus program.
I made a decision to run the test last week, despite the fact that the brand new tires, had not arrived and just arrived on the weekend. Because had I run those buses after the announcement of the election last night, I would have been accused of politicizing the rural school bus system, which is something that I'm very careful of. We had two problems that have been made into a mountain mole. Two tires out of 60 buses for 4 days. And I made that decision because I knew after last night, if I did a test of those buses across all 13 parishes, or 14 if you want to add Kingston and St. Andrew, the holding by the opposition and all of their cohorts would have once again brought the school bus system into disrepute, which I'm not prepared to make happen.
Darrell Vaz, Transport Minister. Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Marlene Malahou-Fort, is reiterating that the move towards a fixed election dates remains under active consideration. She was speaking on Cliff Hughes Online on Monday.
So when Prime Minister Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party said that it would move to fix the date of election, it has looked at it and it remains under active consideration. But we are now assessing why it is that the general feeling is that it does not really work.
It's been several years since Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness promised the country a fixed election date. It was part of the JLP's 2011 manifesto. Minister Malahou-Fort says the matter was brought before the Constitutional Reform Committee. She says at the time, concerns around the practicality of fixed election dates was raised.
We spent a lot of time looking on the issue, tracking how it has been raised in the public space. And we concluded that in a small jurisdiction like Jamaica, it may be impractical to actually fix a day because, as you have rightly identified, there may be good reason to have flexibility around holding of elections, not only for issues of confidence in government, but things may happen that require a renewal of a mandate, and not for narrow partisan reason, but in the proper public interest. And that is one of the strengths of the parliamentary cabinet system.
Marlene Malahoo Fort, Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. Meanwhile, Minister Malahoo Fort says that the government is open to advice from the Electoral Commission of Jamaica on the matter.
I think given the progress we have made on electoral matters, we will be putting to the ECJ, the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, to consider the matter and then advise the government. And in all the circumstances, I believe that is the proper approach. Because even with the recommendation of the Constitutional Reform Committee, which is set out in the report of the committee, which was tabled as a ministry paper, we still would have put the matter before the ECJ for advice to the Cabinet of Jamaica.
Marlene Malahoo Fort, Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. Chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, Robert Montague, says the party will use artificial intelligence to advance rural development if it gets a third term in office. Speaking at the JLP's mass rally in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew on Sunday, Montague outlined the benefits that AI can bring across various sectors. Khaleesi Wright reports.
With the general election date now set for September 3, the ruling JLP is ramping up work to ensure Jamaicans are aware of its achievements over the last 2 terms. It is also seeking to engage the public on areas of benefit to come if the party secures a third term. Party Chairman Robert Montague says AI will have a big role to play in agricultural development.
We are going to be using and utilizing artificial intelligence and its possibilities to help with rural development. We will train more farmers in the use of AI that will increase yields through the use of drones and the hydroponic system. This will lead to the use of less chemicals, fertilizer and water, but will increase productivity and therefore increase profit. We will use the AI possibilities to smooth out the supply chain and payment issues that farmers sometimes face. We will use artificial intelligence to develop programs to safeguard our fisher folks and improve their working conditions. And we will target and attract more young people and single mothers into agriculture.
Montague says AI tools will also be used in healthcare to improve efficiency and broaden access.
We intend to use artificial intelligence in healthcare to continue digitalizing our medical records and using telemedicine to get specialist care into our rural clinics. The Wood Park Clinic in St. Mary will be the first clinic in Jamaica to use telemedicine. We will use AI to make sure all our systems are more efficient, therefore allowing us to expand the range of assistance to persons, especially those over 60 years old, because it is at that age you need the most medical help, but it is at that age that most private insurance cut you off. Those children and relatives who have to pay for medication monthly know how expensive that medication is.
He also highlighted the government's commitment to ensuring that more Jamaicans are trained to use AI.
We will use AI and take hard training to you by putting suitable courses on the online platform, so you do not have to go to Heart for some courses. Heart will come to you. We in Western St. Mary are about to launch such a platform. We intend to train more of our people, young and not so young, in the use of artificial intelligence so that they can use their phones to start a business, how to trade on the stock market, and how to design and build apps. We will use these platforms also to tackle illiteracy in this country.
Khaleesi Wright for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Montague says all of the JLP's 63 caretakers are now formally candidates.
Yesterday at Central Executive, when we met, we passed one resolution. And I am happy to report to you tonight what that resolution was about. That resolution converted our caretakers and divisional and constituency chairmen into candidates of the Jamaica Labour Party. I am happy tonight, as chairman of the greatest political party in the Western Hemisphere, to tell you, the delegates and the citizens of Jamaica, that the Jamaica Labour Party now has 63 candidates ready to face the public of Jamaica to form the next government.
He urged JLP supporters to do everything to ensure that a third term is secured.
We have come a far way and we are not going to look back. We therefore must protect these gains. So I ask you all to join the Green Army, to walk the hills and the valleys, the lanes and the streets, to find that elderly couple and to ask them to vote for the Jamaica Labour Party. Help us to locate that person whose name is on your voters list, but they move from the community. Help us to find them, bring them back, and make sure them vote for Labour.
Robert Montague, JLP chairman. To regional and international news now. Regional news. The number of road fatalities in Trinidad and Tobago has risen to 71, following 5 deaths on the weekend. A man was killed on Sunday as he and his wife attempted to cross Churchill Roosevelt Highway a few feet away from a pedestrian walkover. According to The Guardian, the couple had been standing on the sidewalk when the husband started across the road and realized his wife had not moved. He went back to get her. It is alleged that as he grabbed her hand and took off, he was struck by a white Hilux heading east. The day before, an unidentified man was struck trying to cross the same road. It is reported that he and another man tried to run across the highway when they were struck by a black Honda Vizel. The police say there were 70 road fatalities at this time last year. In international news, Australia will recognize a Palestinian state, joining France, Britain and Canada, who recently signaled they would do so. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese made the announcement on Monday. His remarks follow weeks of urging from within his cabinet and growing criticism over suffering in Gaza. Australia's government has also criticized plans announced in recent days by Israeli leader Benjamin Netanyahu for a sweeping new military offensive in Gaza. Albanese told reporters after a cabinet meeting that Australia's decision to recognize a Palestinian state will be formalized at the United Nations General Assembly in September. He said the acknowledgement was predicated on commitments Australia has received from the Palestinian Authority. And that's it for the news at 12. Up next, sports.
Success powered by learning. The Time brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us is
12:19.
As we enter the peak of hurricane season, don't let downtime disrupt your business. Digicel Business offers secure cloud storage and Jamaica's only Tier 3 certified data center, built to withstand storms and safeguard your data. With 24/7 monitoring, local hosting, and 100% uptime, your operations stay protected no matter the weather. Prepare now, protect what matters. Call Digicel Business Solutions at 876-469-2677 or visit digicelbusiness.com. Digicel Business Solutions. Stay online, stay protected.
That could be your brand new 2026 Beijing X55 SUV for just $2,500. It's the JSSE's first ever car raffle. Grab your tickets at Fontana, York Farm, Fesco, Mothers, Bosworth, Supreme Ventures, or online at jsseja.com or caribtix.com. Entry ends November 29, grand draw December 11, 2025. Proceeds support JSSE projects. Learn more at jsse.timestockex.com. Approved by the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission. Must be 18 years or older to enter. Rev up your Christmas with just $2,500.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, up-to-the-minute local and international sports news, this is the Nationwide Sports at Noon.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to your midday sports report here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Wayne Walker. Cricket West Indies is set to hold a press briefing in Trinidad and Tobago late this afternoon, and this follows the conclusion of its two-day emergency strategic summit. Immediate implementation plans aimed at addressing performance challenges and structural reforms across all levels of West Indies cricket are among the anticipated announcements. Director of Cricket Miles Bascom is expected to provide insights into the themes and strategies developed during the meeting. And in a bold move to elevate its sporting landscape, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is actively pursuing a Caribbean Premier League CPL franchise, signaling an exciting new chapter for the island's cricket ambitions. Minister of Tourism Carlos James revealed the government's strategic vision to establish the Arnorsville Sports Complex as a potential home base for the CPL team. Following the successful inaugural Emancipation Cricket Festival, James expressed confidence in his island's cricket potential.
So Vincent and the Grenadines is also very keen on being a host country for a CPL franchise. And I know very soon, within a year or so, we are hoping to have 2 additional teams to the CPL, and we are very much in the bid to be considered as one of the host countries. And we are going to aggressively look at being one of the host countries for franchisors.
Carlos James. West Indies beat Pakistan by 5 wickets via the Duckworth-Lewis method in the rain-affected second one-day international at the Brian Lara Stadium in Trinidad on Sunday. The win helped the Windies level the 3-match series going into the final one on Tuesday. The West Indies team batted first and made 184 for 5 in 34 overs. Captain Shea Hope 32, Sherfane Rutherford he made 45, and Rustin Chase 49, chasing 181 to win of 35 overs. The tourists made 171 for 7. Jaden Seals finished with 3 for 23. Chase was named man of the match.
We wanted to get a good start, not to put ourselves under pressure with the small total, but it didn't happen for us, so it was then for us to go and consolidate and try to build a partnership. But I mean, we were still going a bit slow, but we still kept the rate kind of close, and I thought that is what helped in the end. Yeah, it was very important. It's basically finals from here because we have to keep the series alive, so we had to win today to keep the series alive so that we can win the next match and win the series as well.
That's Rustin Chase, and apologies, the West Indies actually batted last. Game 3 is set for Tuesday at the same venue. President of the Jamaica Football Federation, Michael Ricketts, is hailing the performance of the Andrew-Peart coach Reggae Boys under 15 team for their title-winning display at the recently concluded CONCACAF under 15 championships in Aruba.
Very, very excited about the prospects. I mean, when you think 13 of these boys came up from the U14 last year, just all does very well for the future. And I recommend Coach Peart and his technical staff. I think they would have done an excellent job in having these boys make the transition. But like I said, we're just very, very excited. And I'm so very happy because it wasn't easy.
The young Jamaican team went undefeated in the championship. They scored 15 goals and conceded 2. They won 2-0 in the final over Puerto Rico. And Ricketts says it's of paramount interest to him and the JFF administration that the nucleus of the team is retained.
We are really, really intent on keeping this group together. Hopefully, I know that the U17 World Cup is every year. So we just keep our fingers crossed that we can maintain a nucleus from this group. And then you can transition to U17.
President of the Jamaica Football Federation, Michael Ricketts there. Still with football, Fraser's Whip once again queens of Jamaican women football after powering past Cavalier 4-1 to retain the Jamaica Women's Premier League title at the weekend. Fraser's Whip walked away with a cash prize of $300,000 and they dominated from the opening whistle. And Davia Richards received the MVP and Golden Boot award. She collected a trophy and $20,000 for each.
No difference, but I just want to say congrats to my team. They came out and they gave their all. My motivation to them was let's carry out what the coach said what we need to do, and it obviously showed. The results showed. It's a good unit.
That's the outstanding Davia Richards, who is was the MVP of the tournament. And, of course, the leading goal scorer. And the Golden Glove Award went to her teammate, Jane Anderson, who collected a trophy and $20,000. Harborview FC under 15s put on a spirited display at Trinity Health Stadium in Hartford, Connecticut on Sunday, securing back-to-back 2-1 wins over local sides Hartford Athletics and Griffin FC in 2 friendly games. Tariq Robinson and Jaden Smith were the goal scorers against the Griffin FC team. Meanwhile, Robinson scored both goals in the match against Hartford Athletics to complete a successful tour. General Manager of Harborview, Clyde Giardini, says the tour went well.
A good tour and exposure for our young Harborview players in their development, international exposure, and being seen by some FIFA scouts and agents. Everything went well. They played well. The crowd, the scouts, the agents, and the football academy and clubs were impressed by their performances, and the results shows that they did. Tyree Bobby Robinson had an outstanding performance tour, and so too a lot of the players from initial reports did very well.
Giardini says several of the players attracted the attention of international scouts.
Some FIFA agents and scouts wanted to look at 3 of our 2009 players who would be 16, and so Jelani Harvey, Jay Sean Edwards, and Tyreek Robinson were invited along with the 14 under 15 players, and they all performed well.
Clyde Giardini. Crystal Palace have lost their appeal against being demoted from the Europa League and will now play in the conference this season. The ruling from the Court of Arbitration for Sport CAS also means Nottingham Forest's spot in the Europa League is confirmed, having been promoted in Palace's place. The news comes just a day after Palace beat Liverpool on penalties to win the Community Shield at Wembley. The Eagles qualified for the Europa League after winning the FA Cup last season, but they were punished by the UEFA for breaching multi-club ownership rules. American businessman John Textor owned a 43% stake in the club until he sold it in June, and is majority owner of Lyon, who have also qualified for the Europa League. Palace had until March 1 to show UEFA proof of multi-club ownership restructuring, but the club missed that deadline. Spain's women's national football team has parted ways with head coach Monte Tomé and named Sonia Bermudez as her replacement. The Spanish Football Federation said Tomé's contract will not be renewed when it expires on August 31. Tomé became Spain's first female head coach, and she was appointed in September 2023, having acted as Jorge Vilda's assistant until the 44-year-old was sacked amid the Luis Rubiales scandal. She led the side to victory in the inaugural Women's Nations League in February 2024, but Spain finished runner-up in the Euros after a penalty shootout defeat to the defending champions England on July 27. Sabrina Lynn etched her name in Jamaican sports history, winning silver in the women's 100 meters breaststroke at the Junior Pan Am Games in Asunción, Paraguay on Sunday. Her performance marked Jamaica's first ever medal in swimming at the youth level continental championship. With a dazzling blend of power and poise, Lynn surged through the water in the finals, clocking a minute 09 seconds, just fractions behind gold medal winner Marie Santos of Panama, a minute 08.44. National coach Gillian Millwood says it's an excellent start to the meet.
What Sabrina did last night in making history, and if I recall correctly, that's a second sub-10 100-meter breaststroke by a female in Jamaican history. So absolutely incredible on top of the medal. She had been focusing on the butterfly a lot more. She made the Olympics in the freestyle, so those two were more the focus. Breaststroke was more of, opening event. So her being able to drop over 3 seconds and then on top of that, get a medal in her first swim is absolutely fantastic.
Gillian Millwood bringing an end to our midday sports report here on Nationwide 90 FM. Sports is going to be back on this station, at 5:25 this afternoon. Until then, I'm Wayne Walker. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Educational, insightful. Let's talk justice. Tackling topics like constitutional rights and reform, domestic violence, and rights issues that affect you. Let's talk justice every Monday from 1 to 2 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. Call in, share your thoughts, be empowered, know your rights, and let's talk justice, ensuring access to justice for all, courtesy of Jamaicans for Justice.
Before we get to our recaps, an item of correction. We reported earlier in our newscast that the 5-year-old son of the policeman whose family was attacked in St. James on Saturday had died. We relied on information provided by the Police Federation. Doctors have since confirmed with our news center that the child remains hospitalized in the intensive care unit. We regret the error. Now to recap our top stories making the nationwide world at noon. Police kill suspected masterminds of brazen murder of policeman's wife. Both the government and the opposition condemn weekend attack on policeman and his family. JUTC to forego some $40 million in 2-month free rides for students. I'm Tona Thomas. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. Major news next at 5.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis. Weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of the Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
But is this real? Hey Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I'll soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Sweat it.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Timeline with the stinger, Honey Bee.
Good afternoon. 25 minutes going up to 1 o'clock. It's all about what's trending now on the timeline with the honeybees.
Good afternoon to you, Cliff. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm well, thank you.
Yeah?
Yes.
And you are all set for the elections?
I'm all set. Well, I'm all set. Are you all set?
We're almost there.
Yeah?
We're
Excited?
there.
Nah. You did say it's your last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know we're pressing you into service, right?
I heard.
Okay.
I heard that I will be in Trelawney.
Oh, is Trelawney they're putting you?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's where I'm from.
Where you're born and grew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think, that would make sense.
You're in north or south?
South.
Okay.
Yes.
But you'll be doing the whole parish.
The whole of it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I guess I'll have a driver and I'll be all over the place from pole to pole, place to place. Wow. So I mean, last night Havertree was wrapped in a sea of green.
Yeah.
It was a sight to see.
It was.
The aerial views or something else.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those drone shots.
Can I tell you? Man, so of course, that's trending on X. And
it's trending.
Of course it's trending, Cliff. Nomination day is trending. Election day. Jamaica Labour Party. Andrew. JLP rally. Halfway Tree. JUTC. Andrew. The people spell it A-N-J-U.
That's how they call him.
Yeah. And time
Andrew.
come. Yeah. So all of these words are trending on X right now because, the people of the nation, they listen, right? And they are sharing their highlights, and they're talking about things that matter to them, and things they expected to hear, things they didn't hear, stuff like that. For you, was there anything that stood out from the presentation
last night?
Yes.
Several things. One, it was very well organized.
Yes.
The messaging was very on point, disciplined. They weren't all over the place.
No.
The speech by the Prime Minister, when he started, as if he was about to break down. He said he was overwhelmed.
Yes.
Yeah. And then when he started to defend himself over the attacks on his integrity and his financial affairs, those were the highlights.
Yeah. It was emotional, I admit. And I must say a bit inspiring as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really felt the nationalism in the air, the hope for the nation. I did think there were some great points. Education is very important to me. And as someone from humble beginnings, it's important when we can look at the education system, the loan system, and find ways to help children of poorer backgrounds who desire a change in their lives, who want to make a difference in their communities and in their families, to help them to do that. So I loved that bit where, he was saying that if you have a certain GPA, you can get your interest reduced and so on. So I was thinking, wow, I was like, listen, if in my time, 2.5 to and that's not in a clip.
2.5.
2.5 is low.
2.5 is like 50% average, right?
Yeah, it's not very high. So it just means that you just have to be there willing to work.
And get the job done.
And you can get aid. If you want it, it's there for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be in the long run incredibly helpful to our future. Because now I feel like that will encourage a lot more people to get in there and to try to do it, because sometimes people shy away from the loans and they say, me can't, but I can't do it, me can't afford it. But you know what I mean? I think that was great. Yes. But one of the things that stood out to me though, as someone on the entertainment spectrum of things, is just how much it's hard. We cannot separate our culture. You can't separate dancehall from the political rallies or all of these different things. Music, we can't separate our music from our day-to-day lives and how much that informs how we speak and how we carry on and the things we do. And so every time the Prime Minister says something, I want tune draw to match it. You never realize?
Yes.
Every time I want something drop, I tune that.
It's part of the production.
It's hard to separate music, you know what I mean, from who we are as a people and how we present as a people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in a lot of ways that moves us as a people, know. So that was beautiful to see. And it just shows me that at the end of the day, we all need to work together. We all need to work together for the betterment of our country.
It was a good look.
It really was.
Good look.
It really was.
Yeah. I look forward to the PNP's response now.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. And that's what a democracy is about.
Right.
You know what I mean? We hold each other to higher standards. Yes. Because when you see a JLP present in that way, you know what I mean, and come out with these things on their mandate, it should inspire, the opposition party to step up and to come harder. And they now are in a privileged position because they've seen their presentation. So now they have to make sure say them come good. You know what I'm saying? So it was, and I haven't heard of any incidents that happened. It seemed like it was,
peaceful.
peaceful.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm happy as well.
And I'm glad the PNP made a decision to postpone their meeting.
Yes.
From Crossroads.
Yes.
I think that was a good decision.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
Because you know how it gets and you know how it can get. And so.
It could have been worse. It could have been not worse. Different. Yeah?
We could be talking about different things right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be talking about what happened on the platform.
Exactly. It would have distracted from that message as well. But also to note the showers. Come remember, look how long we are waiting for look rain to fall.
Yeah, it rained yesterday, though.
Yeah. As the people have come out for say shower, see there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the rain didn't wait upon this. Like, the rain was I'm just waiting for him to call the election.
Yeah.
We really want to fall.
There was a time in the day when I thought, but wait, it's going to rain out?
Me too. Come here, say it seemed relentless. Like it kept going on and on. I was happy though. I was happily at home, just like yes, fall and fall.
I sleep and I enjoy it.
I enjoy it, you know, and just streaming it and everything, and watching you guys here in studio.
Yes.
Of course, you know you're here late. I'm saying, watching Cliff. You're like, him not work tomorrow. Well, you know the work must be done. The work must be done, and I must say big up to Minister Floyd Green as well. You know, Floyd is one of my favorites. I've known Floyd since UE.
Oh.
Yes. He was my RA on Rex Netterford Hall.
That's what, resident
advisor.
Okay.
Resident advisor. So I've been watching his journey, and I'm very, very proud to see his growth and just how dedicated and passionate he is about, you know, his ministry and St. Elizabeth.
Did you see that in him, this political career that he's having?
Somewhat, because he was a very good RA, very dependable, very reliable, someone not, you know, very approachable, someone you could talk to, very organized. But, you know, to see him flourish and to get to this place, it's really, I'm really happy to see it. And I wish him all the best, and I'm sure he's going to do great. Yeah.
He's been looked at as a future leader.
Oh, yeah, I mean, listen. Well deserved. All right. So before we continue, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
Who wants something really nice, thanks and please. Burger King, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Who wants something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Cheese and peas, man, I like. I got my set when I taste the new cheesy fries. Just 5 bills with cream and cheese sauce. Or know the top your way, you are the boss. Everybody sing this part. Who wants something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Get the new cheesy fries, limited time only at Burger King.
Since 1995, we've been your go-to source for everything related to billiards, amusement machines, and electronics. With locations at 1A Lindsay Terrace, Kingston 10, and the Village Plaza, Big Bridge, Savannah, Lamar, we offer top-quality pool table parts and accessories, cutting-edge gaming machines, and more. We also specialize in assembly, sales, and service of amusement machines. We provide unmatched customer service, expert solutions, and products tailored to your needs. Who are we? We are Eclipse Enterprise. Telephone 876-960-3891.
Welcome back to Timeline on Cliff Hughes Online. I'm the Stinger Honeybee, he's Cliff Hughes. So Cliff, quick vibe check. What time is it?
Quick vibe check.
Yeah, what time is it? They can't come to you know. You know what's going on.
Tell me about that.
Yeah.
Interpret it for me. Because when I saw 1 p.m., last night I said 1 p.m. And the place are roar.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, so why am I going so?
What? Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard. Okay, so the idea of one, it's setting something apart. Making it singular,
right.
Yeah? So often we'll say things like, one Cliff Hughes or...
Yeah, may I say one?
One nationwide or one stinger.
Yes.
It just means that you are the only one who can do what you do.
Okay.
You are the best at what you do, and there is no one else like you.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you then say 1 p.m., one prime minister. They will say, yeah, there's none other.
Oh.
None other.
Oh.
You're the best at what you do. You are who you are. 1 p.m. One prime minister.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just this thing that we use a lot on social media. When you have big up somebody, when you have big up yourself, when you have big up, organization, you just say one. Yeah, because you're singular. You stand out. That's you. Yeah.
I saw when he turned his back and the whole place nearly mashed up.
Yeah, 1 p.m. Oh my word, boy. Okay, so other things did happen on the weekend, yes. We had the crowning of Miss Universe Jamaica.
How did that go?
2025.
I missed it. I tried to catch it.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it
I couldn't
anywhere.
find it anywhere. I don't know if it was on TVJ. But yes, so Gabrielle Henry, she took the crown on her second attempt, which goes to show you, Cliff. Sometimes you just got to give it another go.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So 2 years ago, when she made it to the top 5 in the Miss Universe Jamaica pageant, Dr. Gabrielle Henry decided that she would one day come back stronger to compete. So on Saturday, the 28-year-old ophthalmologist at University Hospital of the West Indies beat 26, because it was 27 of them, right? 26 other competitors for the 2025 crown. It was really a night, Cliff. Now, making the top 3 were Henry, Anderson, and Smith, and we've got a clip of the Q&A segment and the winning announcement. Let's throw to it.
The show where I ask the question, ever so often in today's society, our young girls struggle to embrace their beauty and themselves. What advice would you give to a young girl struggling with the idea that she isn't beautiful or good enough?
Good evening, everyone. I've spent months advocating for children within homes to experience performing arts as an avenue for expression, for confidence building, and for them to identify their purpose in life, in society, and honing that confidently. My advice is for them to step into their purpose, continue to identify what avenue is best for them to share their light, share what they believe is their most confident self. Thank you.
Thank you. Here we go, the second question. Standardized testing has become popular in schools and is used as an objective measurement for academic performance. Do you believe that it bears any weight on the outcome of a student's academic achievement?
Good evening, everyone. I believe knowledge is not only held within books, it is held with how we experience life. And I think that standardized testing is not an equivalent of how smart a child is. There is so much they have to offer. And if we create opportunities here, ambition grows here, and these children can rise, shine, and be the leaders of the world. Thank you.
Do you believe corporal punishment is necessary?
As a medical professional for the past 8 years, I have experienced different personalities and individuals who have gone through various experiences, especially as it relates to their childhood. And this has led them to have a poor perspective on life. I do believe that as it pertains to people's attitude and the need for corporal punishment, it is only deemed necessary if we do not actually give them the opportunity at first to redeem themselves through correctional behavior that is generous, that's kind, that's empathetic towards who they are as a person, understanding them deep down before we go to that extent. We must extend empathy, kindness, and generosity at all times as individuals of our society.
Ladies and gentlemen, your top 3.
The winner of this competition is Gabrielle.
I'm on the sun.
Oh, we're winning right now, yeah. I say we're winning right now. Me forget that trophy to what me living right now. Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now. Oh, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now. Cause we're winning right now, yeah. I'm winning. I'm winning.
Yes. So, Miss Universe Gabrielle Henry will be on the E-Zone later at 4:35.
Really?
Yes. You can take a look, pana.
Yes.
Congratulations to her. And
A beautiful woman.
Yes,
Beautiful.
right. There were so many beautiful women this year. We actually had 2 contestants on our show on Friday because they had been doing a media run and not all of them could go everywhere. And so we got 2. And it was lovely chatting with them. Very smart young ladies, very passionate. One of the girls she was on our show, her name is Rajiva Soman. She made top 15. She is a math teacher, I think from St. Mary High School. And she was saying that she entered because, she realized that when she did the regional, how much it inspired her students. And she just really wanted to inspire them, give them a hero, somebody to look up to.
Yeah.
So sweet.
I saw the lineup before the competition, and there were easily about 4 or 5 of them there that could wear the crown.
Yeah.
On just physical beauty, nothing else.
Yes. Oh, got you.
Yeah.
And then they open them out and realize enough more.
Right.
But hey, good stuff. All right, well, we're going to leave it there.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you so much, Honeybee. And your producer was Natalie.
Natalie Nitsa. One Natalie.
One.
You understand?
One NN.
One NN. That is it.
Thank you so much, Honeybee. We want to say thanks to our producer, Sonia Stewart, and of course, our technical operator, Kevin Williams, members of our YouTube platform. Thank you so much. Our tweets and our WhatsAppers. We're going to make way now for Oasis with One Ligale.
Never two.
Never two. One LG. See you tomorrow morning at 10.
It's online on Nationwide 90 FM. Join Cliff Monday to Thursdays between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. for Cliff Hughes Online.
Like a rock. My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes.